Well, good morning. Now I'm standing in the garage and we're not going any further because I wanted you to see the bunny right across the street. Just chilling there. PR was so good. She just stood at the front of the drive and didn't go after him. So now we are going to be out and about for our morning walk. Miss, where are you going? We're not going to make friends this morning. We're going to let that bunny be in peace. Come on. And just do your investigative services, miss. Yeah, there you go. Paying attention to your walk. And could we ask for a more gorgeous day? Wow, look at that. Not a cloud. Not even off in the distance in the mountains. Nice. Beautiful, gorgeous day. Speaking of beautiful and gorgeous, how are you, my friends? How are you today? What happened yesterday for you? Tell me all about it. Tell me about the challenges. Tell me about the successes. Tell me about even the little wins. Little wins sometimes are what get us through those harder times. So, wow, I gave these artichoke cactus water when I was over the wall from the overflow. That one looks like it was happier not having any water at all. Oh well. This is why I'm not a plant girly. Just not. Okay, so we were talking about your wins or your challenges, whatever it was, and tell me how it went yesterday for you being present, being in the present moment. How did that go yesterday? Is it starting to get just a little bit easier because we've become a little more aware of it? Yesterday was fairly easy for me to stay present. I think because yesterday was my full day of work for the doctor's office, and once I had my workout done, it was just sit down and work. Whatever it was, whatever my work was. Lots of student issues, and not on the students' part necessarily, but told you about how we have students that come. I got a call from one of the universities, from their placement coordinator, and she was telling me that quite suddenly a preceptor lost their license, and she had a couple of students that were with them, and the one student only needed 20 hours, and could we help out? So of course I said yes. So, you know, if the student works it right, she can be done. She can be in and out in 3 days. So that, you know, that it's unfortunate that happened, that the person lost their license and then didn't even tell the school, which is the crazy part. Person lost their license on like June 27th, 28th, and never called the school and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to take these students. I'm not going to be there. So that's kind of wrong. And even if, I don't know how every office works their students, you know, maybe it's just the onus is on the preceptor to handle everything, whereas the way that our office, I handle everything. And the preceptors just precept and see patients. So, you know, maybe this office was that way, you know, the other way, where the preceptor was 100% responsible for contact with the schools, everything, like the office had nothing to do with any of it. And maybe that person got locked out of their email and couldn't access, who knows? I mean, that's just giving benefit of the doubt all the way around. So at any rate, they were in a bind. So we went ahead and we helped out and took on that student. And they had a student that was scheduled to come that they pulled, but put someone else in their place. And no. That was just one school. That was just one issue with one school. And that one school had 3 students that we were dealing with. So there was plenty of other schools, plenty of other students. And then the multi-state credentialing is still going on. And trying to work out other things that need to be ordered and all that for the office. So it was a full day. I was able to keep myself present. And then at the end of the day, my sister called and said, hey, what are you doing? So, well, I'm just trying to wrap up work. Why? And she said, let's go car shopping. I was like, okay. Where are we going? She was starting at the Chevy dealership. So I said, I'll be there. I asked Jeff if he wanted to go. So we went. Come on, girl. So we went. And I personally love an SUV, first of all. Secondly, BMW. It's like the best car to me. However, and not that they're comparable, okay? I'm not saying that they are comparable. They're also nowhere near in price. But we looked at the Hyundai Santa Fe. Wow. And I think she's going to get it. Drives nicely, quiet inside. And the one that she looked at, we were looking at brand new. And then the salesman said, well, are you opposed to a used car? And she said, well, I had considered if it's the right used car. And he said, I think I have the right used car for you. They had a 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, fully loaded. And I mean fully loaded. I don't think there was one option left to have on a vehicle. And only had 4,000 miles on it. And the story is, there's an older gentleman that lives locally, and he buys a new car every 2 years. So, and he's like, shows the Carfax report, bought it at that dealership. He said, I have the service reports on it as well. And it costs less than the 2026 with fewer options. Seems like a no-brainer. It was also the first car she looked at and test drove. So, to give it a fair shot, she was also going to consider the Honda Pathfinder. So she's going to go look at that today. But I could kind of tell by the look in her eye how happy she was driving it, and the conversations we had. I really think she's going to end up getting that one. Really nice. Like, I would consider it for sure. And I said, Missy, you're getting my car. I said, it's black. Has really pretty black wheels. And it's like, that's the kind of car I get. I always get a black on black car. Or a black car. Interior doesn't have to be black, but I just love a black vehicle. And so, yeah. We went and looked at cars yesterday. And she said, so tell me why I shouldn't get this car. I said, well, the only thing that I can think of, it would be that it's not going to give you the gas mileage that you want, because she has a Prius, not a Honda, Toyota Prius. And as far as that goes, it's all electric, so she doesn't really have gas. Good morning. So she doesn't have a gas bill. And she said, well, I was looking to get a bigger vehicle. So that was what she was looking at. And she knew that she would have to end up with gas. But it's a hybrid on top of everything, so, which she loves. She had a hybrid, and she had a Malibu that was a hybrid. She loved it. And I'd say that was probably one of her favorite cars. What was that, little girl? Some guy was coming out of a house, and she kind of gave a little stumble step, like she was getting ready to jump. And let's see, where else? So we'll see. I think she might get that vehicle, but she may not. One never knows. She may sleep on it. She may then decide totally against it and decide to just stick with what she's got. And that's okay too. She needs to do what's right for her. But after she had that blowout, that really bothered her. There's certain features she'd want on the car. She wants to know which tire has the problem. You know, she wants to know, which the Prius didn't offer her. So, and I did point out to her, even though this will tell you your pressure is this in each tire, it's not going to tell you, hey, there's a nail in this tire. You know, it's not going to do that. So she's like, I know. But I'm all for her getting a car that she feels safe in. She does a lot of driving. And I say that, which I guess is not a lot of driving. She works from home, but when she drives, which is at least once a month, she's going to Phoenix by herself. That's a 3.5-hour drive on roads where the average speed is 80 miles an hour for most of the drive. So, you know, important that she has a vehicle that she feels safe in, that's going to be safe for her. And then she had Jeff go and talk money with the guy. These puppies are not happy that PR is out here walking. So they got almost to where she wanted to be. And then they walked out. So she'll look at the Pathfinder today and see what she does. I'll keep you posted. And I did, of course, tell her whenever she goes to Phoenix, she could take my car. But she doesn't want that responsibility, which I completely understand. And I'm sure you've been there too. Like, you have friends that are good friends, close friends, whether they're family or not, right? And they will give you something to use, let you borrow something, whether it's a car or a dress or a handbag or a tool, if you're a guy, right? Or girls use tools too. But, you know, and then you're just so cautious with it. You're always afraid. And I understand that. And let's see if we can't. Oh, probably not now. Little bunny. hopping along his little bunny trail. I can't see it because the sun is directly in my eyes, so I was trying. Come on, girl. So, but then you just handle it like with care. You're not, and not that we don't care for the things we have, but you're like extra cautious, and you're just a little bit on the nervous side because there he is. He didn't hop away. Here he is. There's the bunny. Oh, and now he's hopping. He's okay. Looking for some shade. It's supposed to hit 100 today. But I totally get it because my first BMW was a used car we bought from a neighbor. Loved it. That's how I fell in love with it. It was a 2014. Had been in an accident and we repaired and everything good. Didn't know it had been in an accident until we went to trade it in. However, come on, girl. I just fell in love with it. Loved the way it drove. Everything about it was just so great. So I really wanted to get another one. We went to the BMW dealership and ended up doing a lease on a vehicle. That was the most nerve-wracking 2 years of driving this vehicle. It really was, because I didn't want a nick to get on it. I didn't want a dent to get in it. I mean, not that I want those things for my car, period. But I knew that it wasn't mine and that I was going to be charged outrageously for anything that was wrong with it. So I don't know. I'll probably never lease another car because of that. You know, my husband, he doesn't drive that much. I don't think he's that great of a driver either, so I wouldn't recommend it for him. But you never know. I mean, he's a good driver, but he's not a good driver. He's slowed down a lot, which is good. But you're just always like more cautious than, say, you'd want to be. Come on, you. You just don't feel as free in and with something that doesn't belong to you. So I completely get it. Although I did tell her, you are free to take my car anytime you need. We can swap cars. It's okay. Driving her car is so low to the ground. I was like, oh, what an effort getting in and out of it. And the thing I liked about the Santa Fe is you have the height of a truck, but the ride of a sedan, which was nice. And you can't say that about all SUVs. Like my SUV, a little bit higher than a normal sedan, but not as high as a truck. And that one it felt like it was as high as a truck. I mean, and it had every little thing on it. It was very nice. Had 360 camera. Really quite nice. Had features on it she will never use because, you know, she's in cybersecurity and there are things that she's just like, nope, would never use it. She was, matter of fact, I would figure out how to disable it. So that, and then she said, well, is it too much? And I said, well, Missy, here's the answer I have to that. Okay, first of all, for me, is it ever too much? No. I'm one bougie girl. However, you ask if it's too much. It has more than the brand new vehicle, but it costs less. And you don't have to use every feature that's on it. And you are savvy enough to know how to disassemble features you don't want. So there you go. And anyway, that was our day yesterday. And I did well staying present. So that's where I got sidetracked. I am present in the moment telling you stories about my life. However, Again, no guarantee she's going to get the car because she's good for that. She will be all hell bent on something and then she'll be like, no, back away from it. So she's a girl that'll give things quite a bit of thought. Come here. Come here. We're back to the house. And she's going to zip up the driveway. And then she's got to wait for me. Let's see. So did everything that I needed to do yesterday. Got a bunch of that work done with the doctor's office. Hair in my mouth. Just that one little hair, you know. Then went with my sister, saw that car, and then came home. Probably did about another hour's worth of work, just because I had time. And then I went to teach. And then I came home and took a shower, did all of that. And this morning, I have my 8:30 class, I have my 10 o'clock class, I have my 3:30 vets class, and my 6:30 class. Oh, sorry about that. And my 6:30 class. So, got a full day of teaching, plus I've got my doctors in between. And that started early this morning. It was at 5 o'clock, my phone was ringing. I chose not to answer it at 5 o'clock. That is for sure. So I will take a look at that message. And we'll go ahead and, oh no, looks like one of my solar lights is broke. That would be the tractor. Hopefully I can fix it. Anyway, so that's my day today. I am going to work on staying present in the moment. And in that moment, that caught my eye. And I shared that with you. I am trying to block the direct sun. There we go. Let's see if I stand just right. So, yeah, that's my day. That's what I've got coming up. And anything new and exciting happens beyond that, I will make sure to share that with you. And I will say I absolutely hate car shopping. It is probably the most dreaded task for me. Like, I just want to walk in and say, this is the vehicle I want, and walk out. And that happened once for me. And that was when we did the BMW. That dealership, and if you are in South Florida, highly recommend Bremen BMW. I know they have a Honda dealership as well, but it was the smoothest process. And I don't know if it's because we went in right at closing time or what, but I mean, I told the guy what I wanted. Jeff told him the payment we wanted to stay in, and he showed me a car. I said, this will be great. We went into financing. We were in and out in less than an hour and a half, and I had the new vehicle. How crazy is that? That is the car buying experience I want. And their customer service and follow-up and service department, phenomenal. So Bremen Honda, Bremen well, I don't know about Bremen Honda. Okay, I have a girlfriend whose mom gets her cars from Honda, from Bremen Honda, and she could tell you about that. I can tell you about Bremen BMW. Phenomenal. Highly recommend. And they sell used vehicles too. So, I mean, you don't have to buy a BMW to get their service. And when I say service, I mean not just their after service, you know, when you take your car in for servicing, but just this customer service. The whole buying experience was wonderful. All right. Well, that is everything from me. I'm going to go ahead and get going. Take care of a couple things around the house before I leave for the studio, and return that 5 a.m. phone call. And I will talk to you very soon. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, no matter where it is that you're at. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're not sure how to do all these things, you know, there's usually a little button that says follow. Press that. There's the thumbs up to give the video, or the heart to give the video. Do that. Now that's whether you are, that's when you're on Facebook, the heart or the thumbs up. On YouTube, it's just the like. You just push the thumbs up thing. They don't let you do a heart. They have something called a super chat where you can donate money. I don't know anything about that. Let's see. And then on Instagram, which I'm not on Instagram as much, but mostly because my videos are so long, and I don't know how to edit them down because I'm just not tech savvy, gang. But on Instagram, anything I post, you just give the little heart too, and again, you can follow on that. TikTok, I created the account. I think I posted 2 things. I haven't posted anything else. I need to get back to that and figure it all out. And that is that. I will talk to you all very soon. Really appreciate you. Love to see this channel grow. So let's all make it happen. Thanks so much. Get out there, be fabulous today. Happy Wednesday.